For today's video, I thought we'd do something a little bit different to the usual, bit fun, bit tongue-in-cheek, and potentially a little bit controversial depending on what side of the fence you sit on, and that is a luxury roast video. And I always find these really entertaining, really interesting, and also one of the rare few videos I feel like in the luxury community where you can get someone's actual opinions. Given everything that has been happening over the past year in terms of fashion trends, I thought it might be a fun little idea to sit down and do a little bit of a luxury roundup of the 10 bags that I think honestly probably shouldn't have been released because I think they're hella ugly. There is a disclaimer at this point in time where obviously this is my personal opinion. You do you if you like these bags or if you have these bags. It's your money, do whatever you want. I feel the same about, if people don't like my bags, that is your opinion. You are entitled to that. But I do think, however, there is something to be said about universal beauties, whether that be people or artifacts. And I do think these 10 bags, yeah, they're just not it. If I was to be the one receiving this bag, or even to give this bag actually, I probably want to end a friendship, or I'd assume a friendship has ended. All right, so let's get started with these 10 ugly bags, and I will be doing them in alphabetical brand order. And just to help things along, I actually have my phone here with all of the information and pictures so that you can see what I am talking about. So let's start off with the first bag, and it is from Balenciaga. And I actually have two bags from Balenciaga to show you, and I feel like Balenciaga is the ultimate trolling brand. They win in terms of just creating headline upon headline for all the wrong reasons. Let's talk about the first bag, and that is of course the headline grabbing Balenciaga bin bag. So I've just got this article up here from the New York Post talking about the most expensive trash bag in the world for $1,790. That's got to be what, like £1,500 minimum. This bag is getting lots of trash talk. Ha, good pun. It's a drawstring bag made out of calf skin leather. I love that it's got these kind of details, given it is just a glorified rubbish bag. So it's emblazoned with their subtle logo, and it's in a black colour. It also comes with a white colour and a yellow and blue. And I think the creative director is just talking about how he couldn't miss an opportunity to make the most expensive trash bag in the world, because who doesn't love a fashion scandal? That's Demna talking here. And of course, yes, this is quite scandalous because, I mean, for basically over $1,500, you are getting just a plain leather trash bag. People are saying it's a kitchen essential. I know people are just saying it just to make the headlines pop a little bit. But I do agree with some people's take on this in terms of the fact that I think fashion is getting out of hand. I feel like we have diverged so much from what is classically, appealing to the eye and beautiful, that we have just gone into insanity. I mean, look at this. No one needed this bag. I get it. It's a great marketing ploy. It draws a lot of publicity to the brand, as I will show you with the other bag that I will mention shortly. But, looking at their winter looks here, I mean, what on earth are you thinking wearing this outfit? First of all, in this Arctic weather, it seems. But also, who wants to take out a trash bag for anything other than literally the purpose of removing your waste from your house? It's always a black trash bag. No one seemed to have styled the yellow one and the blue one and the red and white one, I think for good reason, because they are pretty unstylable in my opinion. Oh, fantastic troll, don't get me wrong. Hats off to the marketing department. But then also I'm thinking, how realistic is it to have people buy this bag? I know there's going to be some rich snooty person somewhere that's going to be like, I'm going to buy this bag just because I can and money means nothing to me. Or, if they want to, get rid of their embezzled money. For the normal person, I don't think so. But let's move on now to the second bag that I have to show you from Balenciaga, equally as ugly. And that is, of course, the most recently launched Balenciaga Lay's crisp packet bag. I feel like I've seen on a website in China called Taobao, or, the AliExpresses of the world, there's loads of these kind of crisp packet bags. It's not the first time I've actually seen it, but obviously for a luxury fashion house to go there, or in my opinion, stoop that low, I don't know if that's ingenious or just plain strange. I think a little bit of both. Of the two, the bin bag and the Lay's packet, I'm sure a lot of people will actually wear the Lay's packet, and it's got a good bit of storage. It's got a zip, so from a functionality perspective, a little bit better than the drawstring waist trash bag, because that is literally, I mean, you're going to get that confused with other trash bags that you actually have. But this Lay's one is actually got a zip. It's a lot bigger than usual Lay's packets, I think. So, you know, you can be safe in the knowledge that you won't mistake it for an actual bag of Lay's. And, you know, once you realise there's a zip on top, you'll definitely not be confused. But I think they come in different flavours. They come in the blue flavour, the yellow and the red. I think there's lots of sauces going on, but they all say they're Balenciaga flavour, haha. I think it is rumoured, according to this article here on Yahoo News, to be around $1,800, which is just an extortionate price in my opinion. You know, I'm sure Demna is super, super happy putting this up because lots of publicity, again, was generated. Whether or not it translates to sales is beyond our knowledge, but kudos, I suppose, to Balenciaga for pushing the envelope when no one needed to push it. Now let's move on to the next designer handbag. And of course, it's from my favourite brand. It wouldn't be an objective and balanced video without mentioning Chanel. And I have two bags from Chanel. The first one that I'm going to mention is a cashmere of sorts, because I don't know why or Chanel thought that there was a need to produce this type of bag, and that is this kind of like tweed patchwork. There is the bag in question. There's actually a couple of bags with this weird patchwork style quilt. I mean, ooh, that is quite the zoom in, but you can see here, obviously it's made out of like this tweed and wool and lots of different fabrics meshed together. Very Sally from A Nightmare Before Christmas kind of vibes bag, with all the random coins as well as just the mixture of kind of prints, and there's so much going on. With a price tag of $3,780, I'm not really sure what kind of outfits you're going to pair with this one. I mean, I just think this is not Chanel's finest hour. In fact, I just think, as a side note, Virginie Viard's collections since Carl's tragic passing are a little bit strange. And I guess the same is true for the other example, and I think this one might be worse than the last one. This kind of patchwork nightmare, this wool and cotton tweed multicolour bag. I mean, there is a saying, red and green cannot be seen, but however, they are seen absolutely everywhere. In fact, the whole rainbow pretty much is on there, and this bogey green. They could have gone for a nicer, paler green, a bit more of a subtle hue, but no, they went all in on this. If Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas had a handbag, this would be a vibe, actually. And if that's what you want to go for Halloween, absolutely perfect. Oh, it looks so hairy. Oh, I just don't like hairy bags. You're just losing £10 every time you pull a thread, and they've got these weird gem bobble things on the side. You know, like when you did papier-mâché or whatever kind of arts and crafts class, and you had those like little fur balls? It looks like that. This one is actually more expensive than the last one. This is £4,210. I mean, I can recommend you many really nice $4,000 bags nowadays from reputable fashion houses, potentially even from Chanel themselves, but this one just is not it, and I just don't know what Virginie was thinking. And now let's move swiftly on to the only other Chanel bag that I have this video, but it's a recent release and everybody's going bananas over it. I don't like it at all. And that is the Chanel 22 bag. And I just think this bag looks unappealing. I think it looks like a bit of a mixture of the Balenciaga trash bag because of the drawstring nature of it and the wrinkled, frankly, saggy bottom, but also a mixture of what I can only describe to be a collapsed lung, which I realise is quite vivid, and I'm sorry if some of you are eating out there. Light and supple is not how I describe this bag. This bag looks like it just came out of surgery. Fair enough, the wool one looks a little bit better. Still patchwork vibes like the Sally thing from earlier, but I mean, this beige tan one, that's giving me a bit of a skin vibe. It feels like you've just skinned a cat or someone alive and then stitched the skin together. I think the 22 bag, she's trying to make it happen. The whole house is trying to make it happen. All the influencers and celebrities that have been gifted this are trying to make it happen. But it's just like in Mean Girls Fetch. It's just not happening. There's nothing about it that looks very classic or, I don't know, elegant or luxurious. It's a luxury bag. And they're trying to style it in these campaigns, clearly, to, you know, zhuzh it up a little. But even the outfits don't match. But anyway, let's see more of the bags. So obviously you have a variety, a multitude of different fabrics. Again, that no one really asked for. This one looks very DIY, arts and crafts vibes. Let's actually just see for this one how much it is. £4,490. And let's just look at a leather one, this classic black one, for example, and this one, oh, it's the same price. So regardless of the fabric, they're expecting you not to notice. And from what I can see, they're all made in Italy anyway. So yeah, you're not even getting the full Chanel Paris experience there. They come in a backpack version. Let's see if we can find it here. Oh, I think that's the one here, this black one. Giving me trash bag vibes with a hand carry, but also portable back carry. Maybe Balenciaga could have thought of that. It would have zhuzhed up that trash bag a little bit more, made it a little bit more versatile. This large large backpack, that was actually a slip of the tongue. It's the same price, so everything is the same price. If you want the versatility of what effectively looks like the collapsed lung, trash bag, all that business, you could get the backpack, but otherwise I'd say save your money. Because I honestly think it's going to go out of style just as quickly as it came in. So now let's move on to the next bag, and it is from Fendi. And actually this bag from Fendi, the bag type at least, I have no real issues with. It's what they did to this particular bag line that I just think is totally unnecessary. It pulls on one of my pet peeves, which is hairy bags. I've never understood like shirling or like tassel bags, feather bags. And what I have to show you here is none other than this very strange white mohair wool baguette bag. I don't mind the Fendi baguette. I actually think it is a very classic looking bag, especially in the Zucker print, the classic monograms. And also recently, I think Fendi released their collaboration with Tiffany amongst other designers. I think that bag is stunning in that Tiffany blue. This one, however, no one I think asked for this kind of hairy bag. It looks like a poodle has been sheared and you've just very cruelly stolen all of its hair when it needs it most in this winter time. It just doesn't match the hardware and the strap colours, and oh, it's moving by itself, so I don't need to press anything. But I mean, the inside looks better than the outside. You almost want to flip it inside out. Even the styling of it doesn't look right. And for £2,800, for something that is inevitably going to get caught in the rain, in the wind, you might still spill a drink on it, you might get some food in it, it's gonna be sad looking, shaggy, it's gonna be soggy as well, potentially in the rain. Are you gonna have to blow dry it? The care instructions must be wild for this one. I don't even think it's actually real fur. No, it's like cashmere and polyamide. Not that I'm for shearing off poor animals, but for £2,800 for something that's fake, I mean, just go hairless. And now let's move on to arguably the most coveted holy grail fashion house there is, and that is Hermes. And I'm going to show you one bag right about now that is actually launching, I guess now, so fall winter, and it is this Kelly Cellier 20 in the Desordre style. I hope I said that right and did you Frenchies proud. It's essentially the Kelly bag with a twist is what they call it. It looks like it's melted off. The Kelly bag, for me personally, is a little bit too, mature. Potentially in some different sizes, you know, like the Kelly Dance I think is quite nice. I think the mini Kelly is a little bit of a fun twist, but no one really asked for this kind of twist. I think it's reversible on the side. Yeah, it's got this lopsidedness on the reverse as well with the sangles. I mean, it's talking about measurements here on this article from Purse Bob. They have all of the latest and greatest releases. It comes in a few different colours in case you're interested. It lives up to its name. I think the translation would be what? Disorder? Something about you just want to pull it up and yank it to where it needs to be. But alas, it is stitched that way. And I'm sure it'll be a hefty price tag too. It'll probably be what? £8,000 or £9,000. God knows what it will go for on the resale market. But let's just move swiftly on from Hermes and let's talk about an incredibly trendy bag that has been released from what I believe is also an equally trendy brand, and that is Jacquemus. Now, I am sure you all know with that name what bag I am going to be talking about, and that is none other than the Chiquito. What more is there to say? The proportions are totally off. The handle is way bigger than the body, and I know that might look funny and cute to some people, but the fact that it's also only on one side, not the other one, the fact that it's just engulfing the bag, it feels like the handle is eating the bag, the fact that it fits absolutely nothing in but has a massive crossbody strap, the fact that it rests so awkwardly, in my opinion, on the side of your body, even though it is a lot cheaper. It's at the much more affordably priced £415 for the smallest bag, and I'm sure for the bigger one, you know, that will be just a fraction, just a touch more expensive, £530. So this is the bigger version of the Chiquito in a suede, I think. Can we get one with a model wearing it. Let's see. Oh, and there's one in shearling, which no one asked for. It's just very strange, and I don't know what's happening. The website is just going absolutely bananas, okay? Let's see if we can get a model wearing it. There we have it. Look at that bag strap. Look at it. Look at the top handle. It's basically edging into her bosom there. It cannot be comfortable. This is gonna go extremely quickly out of style. And I feel like you're already kind of seeing that. They don't resell well. No one wants this after it's done in this moment. You can date this back specifically to this year. Even if it's £530, it's an awful lot of money to commit to what I feel like is a practical joke. Or even the tiny ones, I've seen people buy those and put like a tiny pack of gum in there. I mean, they come in packets anyway. I don't see why you need this. And look, I get it. Some people like it because it's cute or just even for the flex. But I just think you are not in control of your finances if you are willing to spend £500 for a glorified gum holder. Now let's move swiftly on to another kind of trendy or lesser known brand. And they have released a couple of weird bags in my opinion beforehand, but this one is by far the weirdest, and that is from none other than J.W. Anderson, and I bring to you the infamous pigeon clutch bag. I think we have all seen at some point some press about this bag, a bag that no one again asked for, but J.W. Anderson delivered on that anyway, and you can see the model is styling the pigeon in many different real life scenarios. It is realistic looking. You can open the wing. I'm not sure what kind of things you're going to get in there, but you can stuff a few things, I'm sure. And it must say, props to them, it does look quite realistic. So for £650, which you can pre-order, so they don't even have it in stock, which is telling of how many people that we should be concerned about in society. It's a 3D printed pigeon. It's got a side opening, internal printed branding, because obviously they can't brand a pigeon. That would just be cruel. Who wants to be known as that crazy person carrying a pigeon around? But not only that, from a practicality perspective, you won't be able to fit anything in, especially if it is true to scale, which it appears to be. So there was an article from the Evening Standard showing this bag and it's all its glory. Headline being how J.W. Anderson's pigeon bag became the unlikely accessory of the year. And there you have it, more models styling this pigeon bag, and our dear Carrie Bradshaw carried this bag, and amongst others like Sam Smith. I think that's just showing you the direction of our civilization as of yet, which is, where pigeon bags are in. Let's move on from that depressing realization to Louis Vuitton, and that is the Artie Capucines bag collection. So it's not necessarily one bag, because I do think the Capucines in general is a good looking bag, but having seen this collaboration with, I think, 6 different designers, I'm not so sure about what they've done to the Capucines. I think they look incredibly ugly. This one from Amélie Bertrand. I'm sure they are all, by the way, as a side note, very accomplished artists and creatives. I just think some of these items, for me, were not it. This case in point being one of them, this Hawaiian palm tree glasses gradient thing. I think if they just did the gradient thing, beautiful bag, sunset bag. Not sure what these, what I can only describe as Hawaiian sunglasses are meant to achieve, but I'm sure they made a story out of it as well. I mean, Daniel Buren's one, less controversial, looks a little bit like a beach ball or something outlined. Then you've got this one from Ugo Rondinone, and this furry bag, again, you know my pet peeve about furry bags, but it's a rainbow furry bag. It's hurting my eyes a little bit. I guess it's a little bit more acceptable than the ones I will show you a little bit later on. This one by Peter Marino is okay. It's a little bit BDSM gothic in my opinion, but each their own. This red one by Park Seo-bo is okay. It's not my favourite, but it's not the worst. This Kennedy Yanko map bag, which is just this crumpled kind of wrinkly capucines. It looks like it was found in an excavation several thousand years ago. And actually they missed out critically the bag that I wanted to show you the most from the collection, and I am going to see if I can find it because it looks absolutely batty. And it's actually a collaboration with an artist called, I think, Eura Fisher or something like that. If I can't find it. Oh, I found it. Thank goodness for that. This is the pièce de résistance. This is the fruit bag. That's not the name of it, but it may as well be called that because this bag is business up top and party on the bottom. Because what you can do with this bag is you can attach different types of food here. So you can get a banana, an apple, a carrot, which we all wanted, a mushroom, an egg, and a strawberry. Because we've all at some point thought, you know what? I really need an apple under my bag. And it's not real fruit, by the way, and fruit and vegetables. In case I had to clarify that, they're fake. So if you thought you could just bring a snack on the go, no, you're still gonna have to pack that separately. But there you have it. You've got the egg there. You've got the mushroom, strawberry, and yeah, we saw the other ones. And this is just, I guess, the process of them painting the realistic, I must say, very realistic looking apples. And the bananas, having them drying up, and all, there you go. There's all the eggs, and there's all the apples and mushrooms. It just looks like a biofarm, doesn't it, that they're all growing here. Very normal in terms of the white Cerulean Capucines BB, but then obviously you've got the various silicone ornaments, which obviously is the standout, where they can be secured to the side or the base of the bag. So you have multiple ways to wear it. It's very versatile. Using the delicate gold chain, they are naturalistic hand-painted pieces, taking the form of fruits and vegetables. This bag is yours for the very, very cheap price of £6,450. So if you want that bag, you can inquire further because it's limited edition. Peak of human innovation and creativity here. Thank you, Louis Vuitton. So let's move on then to the final bag that I have to show you. And that is from YSL or Saint Laurent these days. And it is this Saint Laurent Icaré bag or a car bag, this maxi shopping tote in lambskin. And I think from here you might think, oh Mel, what are you talking about? It looks like a standard tote bag. But honestly, this one, when you see it open out, it just looks super saggy. I mean, I think it's just a universal thing that I just don't really like the saggy looking bags. I feel like the weird rounded trapeze shape looks very strange. It almost looks like a lip if you think about that. Once you see it, you can't unsee. And then you've got this inside metal clasp thing, which just, everything about it just looks really odd. But I know everybody is in love with this bag. But for £3,620, I think is a bit of an insult to our intelligence. It had the makings of something good. It really did. If they squared off or made it trapeze shape, if they made the strap a little bit longer so it wasn't literally digging on under your pit, if it didn't look super, super saggy and maybe had a bit of organisation, because I think it's just an open cabin. And I know we are in a place right now where big bags are really, really in, but I just feel like we've got to set a bar somewhere, everyone. But anyways, without making this video a super long rant, that is the 10 bags that I have to show you. Now, if you did stay this far, I do have a couple of bonuses that haven't been released yet, but will be on the radar very, very soon, and I just have to show you. Let's start off with the first of the two treats that I have to show you, and it is from, of course, Hermès. Now, they are introducing some new bags for Spring/Summer 2023. The first one that should be on your list should be this Kelly bag with feathers. You heard that right. We have a Kelly bag, which even if it's not for me, I think I understand the merits of it, but they just went ahead and added feathers and tassels and things like that. You know, I feel like it looks like the on-the-go wallet, albeit you've got a bunch of tassels that I just want to shave it off or pull it off. I don't know, it looks like, what's it called? The Lorax's moustache here a little bit. And then let's end off with the final bag, and that is from Louis Vuitton again, and this is from their most recent Spring/Summer, also 2023 runway show. And we have a variety of bags which caught the attention of many. Let's start off with the oversized, what's that, the Coussin bag? I mean, who is bringing that around? That just looks absolutely ridiculous. That looks like you have shrunk to a Polly Pocket size. There's just a general theme for XXL bags, and Louis Vuitton have done obviously their oversized luggage tag, which I think just looks really strange. You've also got the clochette, I guess, key and lock holder here. Not the worst thing, but I just think it's oversized. It's just not very nice looking. And then you've got the pièce de résistance, which is this Louis Vuitton house. Who's going to bring a doll's house around, realistically? It's probably going to be a collectible, so from that perspective, maybe that's fine. If you will have a kid and you want them to have a bougie doll's house, this is going to be, I'm sure, about 20 grand, as I'm sure the other bags will be upwards of £5,000, but they're just not my cup of tea. And now for a quick intermission from future Mel in the editing room before we close off this video, because I can't believe I almost forgot to mention this bag from Bottega Veneta. So here it is, drum roll please, because I'm about to introduce to you the iconic Bottega Veneta sardine top handle bag. And I'm just gonna cycle through the pictures online because I'm honestly in just as much disbelief as I am sure you guys all are. Not only is it one of those interwoven, almost straw-like bags with the leather intertwined into each other in the classic shape of Bottega's usual viral bags, but they thought they need to add a little pizzazz, a little bit of something in the form of a sardine. And granted, yeah, the sardine would be the shape of a usual metal top handle, but this is just not a bag anyone needed. This bag that I'm showing you here, this burgundy, I think is a new release. It's not yet been offered to the public. However, some of these other colors that I am showing you right about now are, I guess, firm favorites that may have been released for some time. I don't really know what else to say here. We're just gonna end this video on a sardine bag. And actually, while on the topic of Bottega bags, they've actually just launched their lifetime warranty program. So there you go, your sardine bag is protected for life. Those are the 10 plus a few bonus bags that I personally find to be quite ugly. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of these bags and if I've missed any below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next one.